the Sigma 60mm on the Sony a6500. I think it looks pretty good. We got pretty harsh sunlight coming in now straight from the side, and I don't have an ND filter for this particular lens, so it's gonna look pretty harsh, and the B-roll conditions to shoot video right now is not really amazing. So we're gonna put this to a test with photos and just walk around here and trying to take all different kinds of photos, like close up, more like scenic views over this amazing landscape here. And then when the sun comes down a little bit more, I'm gonna jump over to the filming. First thing I noticed with this lens when I picked it up was how extremely smooth the focusing ring is. It's like, it's running very smooth, but it's not running too smooth. It's super good for video, like when you want to do those small adjustments without any jitter or anything like that. It's probably amazing for that, but it's probably a tiny bit too smooth for photograph, I would say. But it just feels very good. Just walking around here, it's nice to handle. It's a nice weight, it feels good, it's metal, so it's just an amazing feel to it, and the pictures in the camera look super good as well. So quality wise, both pictures and the lens itself seems like top notch. Otherwise, just walking around shooting with it, it's easy, it's nice, it's snappy. The closest focusing distance is insane for such a wide angle lens. You can get like really close and get those blurred out backgrounds and just this very interesting perspective compared to, let's say, normal macro lenses or portrait lenses, because this one is way wider. As I said, it seems very sharp, and that's what I heard as well, that this lens is supposed to be, for the money, probably one of the sharpest lenses in the world. And the background is just so beautifully blurred out. It's amazing. It's so cool to be able to have a 24mm lens, which this is equivalent to on a crop sensor camera, and still get those blurred out background. You can shoot all different kinds of events inside basically with this lens handheld, which is just insane. And that's especially when it comes to photography. So handheld with this particular camera, when it comes to video, it's not that great, I guess, because neither the lens or the camera body has stabilization. So shooting handheld video with this will be no stabilization at all. If you would get a lens like this for full frame camera with the same aperture and the same focal length, it would be at least 3 times as expensive, I think, or at least twice as expensive. I'm not sure about 3 times, but at least twice, probably even more than that. So it's crazy. And when it comes to the focusing speed in photo mode, it's not as fast as the native Sony lenses. It's a little bit more sluggish. It takes slightly longer time to lock on to the subject, and that might have to do with a wide aperture as well, because I like to shoot in that wide aperture, so it takes slightly longer time. So it's definitely not an action photography lens. Then again, like, there's not too many people using prime lenses for action photography anyways, so for what this lens is supposed to be used for while shooting photos, I think the focusing speed is just good enough. Let's just try the focusing speed real quick. I got the aperture set to 1.4 here, so focus on my knee, yep, far away, yep, shoe, yep, far away, yep, knee, yep, far away. So it's pretty snappy. It's not slow at all, but it's not like this, but it's like locked on, locked on, locked on, which is definitely good enough. And now it seems like the sun is going down towards the horizon, so I'm gonna put this on tripod and get some nice B-roll shots for you guys. Whoa. This lens is a video beast. I'm gonna use this one so much for the B-rolls to come. It's insane, it's insane. But you need a stabilizer somehow. Now I use the tripod to just put out the legs and just tilt it around and just, yeah, keep it steady, panning around and all that stuff. Because if you're trying to do this handheld, you're gonna get a little bit of jitter and stuff like that, even though you're really stable on your hand. So it's not optimal for that. So video wise, it would be nice to have the a6500 body, because that has in-body stabilization for handheld video, which would give you a lot more stable video while hand holding it. But just for B-roll, when you can have a gimbal or a tripod like I have now, it works like a treat. The colors are nice, the focus are amazing. Like when it came to shooting photos, the focus were a little bit slow, but now the focus is just smooth and it snaps onto the object and it just works nicely. You can keep it on continuous autofocus all the time. It's just gonna do the work super well, and it's gonna focus closely, it's gonna focus far, fast, going back and forth, and it's making it smooth as well. And it's not, as soon as it locks onto focus, it locks on and it keeps it like that for a while, and then it changes and it locks and it changes and it locks. So it's not going back and forth. Really irritating that can be when some cameras and some lenses does that. It works super well. And as I said again, with the macro photography, you're getting a really unique point of view and still very shallow depth of field with this lens. So it's wide angle but still blurred out background, which is super hard to achieve if you got like a wide angle with a bigger or like a smaller aperture, like a f4 or something like that. The background's gonna be way less blurry, and it's not gonna be, the picture's not gonna pop as much. The B-roll is not gonna be even close to as smooth and amazing as this lens is able to create. But as I said, a6500 body would be nice to have with this particular lens if you're gonna walk around doing like vlogging or, yeah, you know, this kind of stuff, because it's gonna get a little bit irritating to watch this kind of footage with no stabilization at all. Even though the lens is quite wide angle, it's gonna be pretty shaky, and yeah, even though like the colors and the focus is amazing, it's not gonna end up being an amazing result because you have no stabilization. So if you're into vlogging and stuff like that, this lens could definitely be for you, but then you need the a6500 to be really pleased with your results. This is just the first time I try it out, so it's like really out of the box, like from scratch. I have very little idea how this lens would work in reality when I bought it and when I got it earlier today, and I am super pleased to say that it's insane. It works super well, and in camera it looks amazing, and I am so sure that it will look super well as soon as we get it into the computer and the editing program. And now the sun is slowly disappearing behind the clouds on the horizon, so I think it's time to head back home and have a look at the footage. Just came back from the shoot, and I also had a look at the pictures and the video, and this lens, it performs super well. It's insane. Like, it's probably one of the absolutely most sharp lenses I ever used, and I used some L glass from Canon and yeah, some different kinds of Sigma, Tamron and Sony lenses as well. And this one is insane. I mean, with this focal length, you get 24mm and a 1.4 aperture. You have so many possibilities with this lens. Even though it's not a zoom, you can do so much with it. It's crazy. It's so nice. You can take portraits, you can take video in all different kinds of situations, close up, far away landscapes. Yeah, you get it. It's super versatile, and it's also very sharp. Like, even at the widest aperture, it's sharp straight away. and it keeps the sharpness all the way as well. And as I said before, focus, pretty good. It performs well, and it's not super snappy, but it is what it is. It's a Sigma lens, so it's not native. For video, it's very, very good. The autofocus is pretty smooth, and it locks into focus, and it just works really, really good. Price is about $400, slightly more than that, I think. And you can get one used for $300 maybe. If there's anything more you'd like to know about this lens, drop a comment in the section down below. Otherwise, when it comes to quality, video, photos, and everything you've seen in this video, leave a comment down below what you think about it, how it performed. Yeah, video versus photos, sort of. I think it performs super well in both categories. That's it for today. Leave a like if you like this video, and hit that subscribe button to see more, because there's a lot more videos coming up. And otherwise, have a super nice day. Peace out.